Thank you. Mr. Speaker, people in Scotland learned something this week. We learned that however much we dislike and distrust this Tory government, it's nothing compared to how much they utterly loathe each other. Those letters and emails and WhatsApp messages show that they spend their time attacking each other. No time to help people struggling with a Tory mortgage and rent bombshell, or to help people with rocketing energy bills. No time to reduce NHS waiting lists in England, now approaching 8 million, or cap that food inflation still running at over 10%. They're way too busy fighting like rats in a sack. Even its squalid, unlawful Rwanda scheme has fallen apart. But I bring good news to the leader to cheer her up, news from a part of the UK where a government is getting on with the job, where there's not been a single day lost in the NHS to industrial dispute, where teachers are the best paid in the UK, where the Scottish Child Payment is taking tens of thousands out of poverty, where the railways have been taken into public ownership, where there are free school meals for all pupils P1 to P5, where there are more GPs per head than anywhere in the UK, and where those aged 60 and over get free bus travel along with our under 22-year-olds, and where we offer free university tuition, free prescriptions, free eye tests and free personal care to our older folk. That is the SNP-led Scottish government, as she knows. But her government has a cunning plan to make everything come good, a new Minister for Common Sense, the Woke Finder General, to search out woke thinking and eliminate it. The job's in the safe hands of someone who is allowed to attend Cabinet but is prohibited from speaking in meetings. And for anyone who knows the new Minister, any period of silence may be her first and overwhelming challenge. So, for some light relief in this very bleak week for her government, could the leader help many of her baffled colleagues and try to give us her definition of what woke is?
Leader.
I am sure Mr. Speaker would take a dim view if I refused to answer the Honourable Lady's question. If I just stood here in silence because I didn't fancy doing it or I objected strongly to the content and tone of it. He might ask, if I had done that, why I would have shown up this morning, if I was not prepared to do my duty in this House, if I were not prepared to show respect to this House. It would be a bit like attending the Cenotaph and not singing the National Anthem. The Honourable Lady displays a distinct lack of self-awareness. I grow tired each week of reading out statistics to her about the performance of her own government. But since she invites me again, let me just give her two that address the issues that she raises. In England, the NHS 18-month waiting lists are down by 94% since September 2021. And in Scotland, if you are a doctor or a head teacher, you will be paying approximately £2,000 more in tax. I will continue to do my duty to this House and just remind the SNP of their appalling record in government, which is obvious to everyone except them. On the final point that I would raise, I think on all sorts of issues which many would perhaps describe as being woke, this government has a proud record because we recognise compassion and care for everyone in our society is very important. It's why we did the largest ever LGBT action plan, and from that wanted practical things that would make a difference to people's lives. Conservatism, to me, has always been about the practical impact that we have on people's lives, stepping up and taking responsibility, not just for ourselves, but for other people. And I think that the Honourable Lady who now sits around the Cabinet table, given her background, given her life experiences, will be very good in that role.